I was never afraid to speak my mind. It got me into trouble a lot of times, and I ruffled a lot of feathers, but I never changed, what I wanted to say because there was a microphone on my face. I definitely think my experience as an athlete, a professional skier, has shaped me as a woman. Psychologically, I have a certain toughness that I've developed through skiing, and that's just kind of shaped me into the strong person that I am. The best piece of advice I've ever gotten is from my ski coach, Eric Seiler. He told me just to ski the way I do, and I'm fast the way I am, which obviously I took for my skiing career, but I also took that in my life. Always stay true to myself, and I was very thankful for that advice. Peekaboo Street was my idol growing up. I met her at an autograph signing when I was 9 years old. That 90 seconds changed my life. Because of her, I wanted to become an Olympian, and I went home that night and I told my dad I want to be in the Olympics, and we set out a 10-year plan and we made it happen. I started the Lindsey Vonn Foundation in 2015 based on my experience with Peekaboo Street when I was 9. Having her empower me in such a short period of time is really what I wanted to give back to others. I see kids' faces when I meet them at ski races, and I wanted to be able to have that type of impact in a more meaningful way. Before COVID, we had strong girls camps, and I was with kids around the country on the weekend, and we had a curriculum, and I taught them about self-confidence and how to build friendships and cybersecurity. But for me, the best thing, honestly, that I've done in my career is starting my foundation and having that type of impact. Life inspires me these days, I feel like there's so many opportunities, and there's so many adventures that lie ahead. I've learned a lot, but I also have so much more to learn, and that's really exciting. The year after my divorce was the first time I was really in charge of my own career, and I felt like in charge of my life. I had a lot of people saying that I couldn't do anything without a man by my side. I went on to have the best season of my career, and I felt so empowered finishing that season. I had won 4 discipline titles, and I don't know, I felt like I was on top of the world, and I got myself there all by myself. The most recent time I experienced that was in retirement. I asked a lot of people for advice, and I got every different kind of answer you could imagine. I didn't get any great advice. It was kind of just what their experience was, and wasn't entirely helpful. Allison Felix, since she broke the record of having the most Summer Olympic medals in history, I think she's gotten more attention, but she deserves so much more. She's such an inspirational person, and what she went through becoming a mother and with sponsors, and how she stood up for herself and really used her voice, I think was incredible. I think the lesson that I try to tell others is just to believe in themselves. I've been in so many situations where other people didn't believe in me, or they tried to tear me down, and never thought I was going to be anything. And if I hadn't believed in myself, I would never have gotten even remotely close to where I did. I found my voice over time in my career. I felt like the more I spoke, the more empowered I became. But I did learn that I did have a voice, and I was never afraid to speak my mind. It got me into trouble a lot of times, and I ruffled a lot of feathers, but I was always very authentic to who I am, and I never changed what I wanted to say because there was a microphone on my face. I always said what I meant. I have had so many people helping me throughout the course of my career. I wouldn't be able to have accomplished anything without them. And obviously, my family goes without saying. They sacrificed so much moving from Minnesota to Colorado. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and my siblings definitely didn't ask to. My coaches, my physical therapist, Lindsey Vonn, she was such a huge part of my comebacks. All of my huge surgeries and complicated injuries, she always found a way to get me back on the mountain as fast as possible, and I don't think I would have made some of the comebacks that I did without her. What I hope people get out of it is inspiration in their own lives to overcome their own adversities. Mine were a combination of, physical injuries, depression, my family, relationships. And the reason why I'm telling it is really purely to help others, and hopefully they can relate to that and find their way through their own difficulties. Skydiving is one of them. That's one of the biggest on the bucket list. I really want to travel. I feel like I've traveled to some incredible places, but to an extent I haven't traveled because oftentimes I saw just the hotel and the mountain and nothing in between. Now in this next chapter of my life, I really want to explore and travel the world and experience new things.